here's the story of a low-down toad, the double-crosser who made Solo drop his payload. He helped Jabba smuggle Kessel spice, but working with him was like rolling dice. He'd happily sell you out to the Imperials in control, but one day his double dealing took a nasty toll. When he didn't get his spice, Jabba took Doole's eye to process the trauma he dipped into his own supply. Oh, hail the Spice King Moruth Doole, but in reality he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge. During Salas Kabor's revolts he saw an opportunity. Lord Overseer Eskel Twain his hostage would be. He demanded rule of Kessel in exchange for his return, but soon under a new overseer fear he'd learn. The Empire refused to negotiate and Doole killed Twain, but Trioculus rose to power, quickly taking control again. Thousands of slaves died screaming under turbo laser fire, and at Trioculus boots Moruth Doole would learn to cower. Oh, hail the Spice King Moruth Doole, but in reality he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge. Doole lived the next years under constant duress. Meeting Trioculus quotas filled him with stress, but to his double dealing the Empire never caught wise, and the New Republic assassinated the ruler with 3 eyes. The Imperials fled, letting Doole take control of Kessel. Under his leadership the planet became an even worse hell. The oxygen generators broke down, no more tourists came to bet on Cassandra Arena's brutal gladiator games. All hail the Spice King Moruth Doole, but in reality he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge. Selling his spice reserves, Doole bought a meager fleet, but against any real power it couldn't compete. He used his remaining credits to buy a slave harem and put to work the children he forced upon them. One day Han Solo and Chewbacca came to visit, but of their last spice run he didn't forget. He still blamed Han Solo for the loss of his eye. Did he think capturing the rebel hero would fly? Oh, hail the Spice King Moruth Doole, but in reality he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge. One day Natasha Dalla came knocking at his door. Her star destroyers his fleet was no match for. Han Solo and Chewie with Pip Duran broke free, and Moruth Doole was overthrown finally. Fleeing into the lower mines, deep and dark, the energy spiders extinguished his spark. Devoured the slimy rabbit, at last did croak. His 6-year reign had been nothing but a joke. All hail the Spice King Moruth Doole, but in reality he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge. Ownership of Kessel passed on to Ninon, and the planet's dark past would be overcome. The slaves were freed, replaced with people working willingly. Kessel turned around, becoming a booming industry. But Kessel's history was full of tragedy. Its people destined for a life of misery. Despite the new republic's best intentions, the Vong invaders brought a total ruination. All hail the Spice King Moruth Doole. But in reality, he's always been a fool. He thought he'd strike it rich and be living large. Kessel wouldn't last a century with him in charge.